Hello and welcome back. This is Queen3210 and we are taking on the career of a lawyer apparently with Ace Attorney Trilogy. Now, depending on how long this game is, we might not do the entire trilogy. We might only do maybe one portion of the trilogy and then I'll leave it for something else. But yeah, as it stands, we are delving into Phoenix Wright. Full disclosure, I have played the game. I've only played the first 2 missions though, a bit of the third as well. So it's going to be a semi-blind run, much like the Persona 3 portable playthrough is a semi-blind run. But yeah, we're going to be starting with a new game. Now, on top of this, on top of it all, I actually received a new mic. My friend from England, Swishbone, actually came to visit in Canada in May, and he gifted me this microphone. I'd been waiting to get a stand in order to use it, plus I didn't want to change microphones in the middle of a playthrough, or a let's play, rather, so I figured I'd save it for this. So let me know in the comments if the sound is good, if I need to do any tweaking, if the game volume is too loud, because I'm actually recording this without using my headset at all. So we'll see if the sound just sort of sounds like it's I guess echoey. That could just be because it's coming from my game speakers as opposed my PC speakers rather, as opposed to the actual mic itself. So, let me know either way. So what we're going to do is we're going to do new game. Trials and Tribulations is one. Ace Attorney is the first one. And I guess Justice for All is the second. So we're going to start with Ace Attorney. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Episode 1, the first Turnabout. So this is the tutorial mission. So that's literally what this is going to be. So, yeah, let's jump right in. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. Oh, I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m., the District Court Defendant Lobby, number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Also, you'll notice that there's no voice acting, so I'm gonna try my best to do a bunch of different voices. I hope that they're not completely cringe. So enjoy that. But Phoenix will probably just be my regular voice because he's the main character, and that's my general rule with visual novels: is the main character will always be my regular voice, and then everybody else will have their own little special voice. Boy, am I nervous. Right! Oh, hiya, Chief. Whew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well. Thanks? Actually, it's because of him. It's because I owe him a favor. A favor, you say? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yeah. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life! Everything! It's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Well, case closed, I guess. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. Yeah, that... He literally looks like he's just ready to plunge off the cliff. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished, I tell you. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? Newspapers say it was you. Because we know from the earlier setup that he was actually framed. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. The young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Welp. Either he had intestinal issues or he just liked to fart. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say for sure, though. It's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one. Which is why I took the case. To clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., the District Court. Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. I'm sorry, what? We're not in school, dude. He passed the bar. He's practicing. It may be his first time in a courtroom, but he's supposed to, use what he learned. If he cracks, he cracks. Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, shaking. Eyesight. Hating. Phoenix is like me, he hates tests. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Sorry about that. So, fun fact. There's an achievement, and I've already got the achievement. But if you say that Nia Fey is the defendant, you actually get an achievement for it. And she gets all pissy. She actually says, I'm leaving. But yeah, no. We're actually gonna play it straight, since I already have the achievement. So, the defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct! Just keep your wits about you and you'll be fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Phew. I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, wait. Oh, fuck. No, wait, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix! Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the tab button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me. Please? I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cindy Stone, age 22. She is she would be the victim. So Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed now, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to this court record. So this is, so it's kind of like Danganronpa in that you can review your evidence throughout the case in order to get answers and shit. Show beats tell though, so we'll see. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in the court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief? What do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Given what we witnessed out in the hall, I think that's very unlikely. That's a tall order, Mia. Uh-oh. Mary gets excited easy. This could be bad. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony! Didn't they all die? Fuck. I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my calls, my phone calls. Or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you, anyway? Mr. Butts, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. Wait, a slut-shamer. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it! Lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport? According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport has been added to the court record. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. These facts would have already been in evidence, but okay. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Hey! Hey now, objection, that's terrible. Why would... The victim is not the one that's on trial, asshole. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering because it's not relevant? My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna drop dead. Yeah, when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. I'm sorry, what? No. Oh boy. This is not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh. He went. I mean, he has to answer honestly. Well, that being said, because he's on trial for the murder. Yeah, you know what? I have to get him to answer honestly. Because yeah, he was there. And by saying that, stopping him from answering, that literally makes him look guilty. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. That's hearsay. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspaper at the victim's building. Larry Spring, Mr. Frank, saw it to the stand. Wow, that's a terrible stereotype there. Mr. Saw it. You sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh yes! Newspapers, yes. Mr. Sott, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving. Dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and I found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone on the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Syatt used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record added to the court record.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
You may now begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor? All right. This is it. The real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? Wait, he was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove that he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the tab button and point out contradictions in the witness, and then point out contradictions in the testimony. Welp. Okay, so we get to review, this is where we get to review the actual testimony. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. When I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't. Right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh, that. I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried to use that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. That's all of it. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Examine the court record with the tab if something strikes you as being suspicious. Then, find the evidence that contradicts his testimony and present it to the court. Okay, and then we go from the top. Okay, wait, hold on. I think I know. We're gonna go back. Backspace button. Right. Phone wasn't working. Remember, time me exactly how. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. Seems really confident. 1 p.m. Right? Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. How would you know? Because no clock. Unless he was wearing a watch, mind you, but... Objection! This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly all that evidence in the statement now is just relevant?
They aren't, are they?
Nope. Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think about the facts before making accusations.
Okay. I don't think that one made any points for the judge. Well, shit. Ah, there we go. Objection! Wrong one. You found the body at 1 p.m. Are you sure?
Yes. It was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Yep, watch him sweat. Oh, that. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. Nope.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sight, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait! I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
This judge is very forgiving. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. You're a fucking liar. Liar! Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program,
Except the power was out.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do.
I got this one.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a videotape of a taped program. No, he was not. Objection! Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Fuck you. You couldn't have heard the television. Or a video. Well?
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sight?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Right. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sight, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility.
That,
and you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sight. Let's hear your testimony one more time, please.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. Okay, can't present it yet.
You saw a clock. Well, I guess that would explain it.
But power outage!
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? You mean this thing? Objection! Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sight. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So, the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
The only thing I really have a problem with is the time. But no. I guess not. There's a clock on the scene, so no problem. Right? Are you out of your mind? That clock doesn't look like a clock at all. The witness couldn't have possibly known it was a clock just by seeing it. He said himself he never entered the apartment. It was in his testimony.
Hey, you're right. Oops. Shit. Is something the matter? Does the defense have anything to add?
Yes. Yes, I do.
The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hands.
Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I just did. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order in the court! Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. saw it. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, never! Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean I saw. Really?
Shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you. It was him, I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Burn! Give him death! Order! Order in the court, I say!
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor? The sound Mr. heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in the courtroom. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker, after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? Based on your testimony. If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. Fuck. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it! I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Fuck. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this tense cross-examination of Mr. Frank saw it.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawyer. Yeah? I mean, Chief? Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think! But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think it through. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the right reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes, I can, actually. Because she had just arrived home from Paris, so she might have changed the clock to match the Paris time, but she might not have had a chance to change it back. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say that the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Boom.
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day over there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow. It was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? I think he did.
Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than what we all expected. Mr. Payne, you witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. And with that, this court is adjourned.
Turns out that Frank Saw It was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Saw It let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Saw It grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. And struck her. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Whew. I still can't believe we won. Right? Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. How about all of you? Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battle in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. She's this glad. Imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! The fuck's your problem? Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... You know what? Never mind. Congratulations, Harry.
Harry?
Yeah, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent.
Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat.
Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook, man. What the hell?
Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present.
Present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry?
Larry. Are you so sure?
Squeeze me?
I think she thought quite a lot about you, in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay.
Oh, I'm not just sympathizing with you, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him?
Huh? Oh, yeah, no, that's right.
What the heck's she talking about? Simple, the statue. She brought it with her to France, and if he made it, then that means a lot to her.
Take that! Check this out, Larry.
Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her.
Huh? What about that clock?
This is the clock that you made her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled.
Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all.
Think so? It's pretty heavy to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will.
Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. I really am. Thanks so much.
Hope that made him feel a little better at least. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you'll realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner? On me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him.
Yeah.
Part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about that sometime. Maybe over the drinks.
And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count that clock he gave Mia.
I didn't know it then. That clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. Emma promised to tell the chief about me and Larry. Well, that'd be one promise I couldn't be able to keep. And that's it for the first video. I'm going to try and post them by their episodic chapters as opposed to just like playing a bit and then saving and then ending it. Just because I'm kind of picky like that. But yeah, that's the first episode. Mistakes were made, but ultimately, Larry Butts was proven innocent of all charges. That foreboding line at the end about not being able to keep his secret, his promise to Mia is rather interesting. Same with the clock, but in order to find out more, we'll have to wait until the next time. So until then, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like or subscribe. Again, let me know if the audio is better, worse, or the same as when I was using my headset microphone. If not, leave a comment below letting me know what I can do to improve. And as always, ciao.